HarperCollins presents Summer on a Sunny Island by Sue Moorcroft, read by Leslie Harcourt. Chapter 1. Rosa twirled her wine glass, trying to choose her words over the chatter and clatter of Gino's pavement cafe and the rumble of traffic along the seafront road. Here in the busy area of Selima, new buildings outnumbered the old, and the promenade was filled with people selling harbour cruises to tourists. Rosa preferred Taj Beach, where she was staying, about a mile along the coast, with its traditional stone villas. Selima's air was punctuated by the sound of car horns, but in Taj Beach you could sometimes catch the mellow sound of church bells rising into the blue sky above the boats bobbling on the sparkling sea. The Maltese sun was setting in a blaze of lilac and pink. In the sea creek, a row of red and blue ferries bobbed at their moorings. Over the buzzing traffic, Rosa could see their lights coming on. Beyond them, the skyline of the capital city, Valletta, on the other side of Marsamxett Harbour, was becoming a silhouette of ramparts and domes and spires. Across the table, Zach Bentley watched her. His short dark hair was silky, eyes brown, skin golden. When he'd been working shirtless in the garden near the apartment she was sharing with her mum, Rosa had seen a tattoo of upswept wings across his shoulders. Now she could see ink above his wrist too, a Maltese cross from which dangled a birdcage, its door swinging open. She spoke in a rush. "I'm afraid I'm not exactly dating. Mum thinks I need a summer romance to get over my last relationship. And with her being there when you asked if I was doing anything this evening and her having been to school with your dad, Steve, here in Malta..." She shrugged, silently cursing her warm and welcoming mother, Rosa Hammond. She trotted out, "How nice, now Rosa won't be bored while I Skype Andy," as if I can't amuse myself while she chats to her boyfriend. It had been hard for Rosa to do anything but accept Zach's invitation. Now, instead of brooding about Marcus back in England, she was having to get to know this man. Zach sipped his beer and she thought she saw amusement flicker in his eyes. "I understand." The slightest hint of Cornwall in his voice contrasted with her own short Yorkshire vowels. Then his grin flashed and he leaned forward conspiratorially. "To be truthful, my sister Marcy and her little girl Paige are staying with me at the family apartment. As Marcy's pretty new here and you've just arrived, what I was actually intending to suggest was that you and Marcy go out while I babysat Paige." "Oh!" Rosa almost choked on her next sip of wine, mortified heat flooding her face. "And Mum shoved me at you instead." "Don't think I minded," he assured her, eyes still dancing. "But not dating me is probably a good choice." He seemed to have no trouble both enjoying the joke and gently turning it against himself. Reluctantly, she gave a small laugh, though she said wrathfully, "My flippin' mother!" He sobered. "Marcy seems to think she has to hang around the apartment once Paige has gone to bed. She swims or explores with Paige during the day, but I think it would be great for her to have an evening out now and then." He paused. Then, "I don't think Marcy would mind me telling you. She's off work with stress. Her new boss expects a level of commitment to short notice overtime that doesn't work for a single parent with childcare to consider." The nearby cars had formed themselves into a traffic jam, and Rosa lifted her voice over a hooting of horns. "Hopefully Marcy and I will get on when we meet. Mum told me she was here when I spotted Paige with you in the garden and asked who she was. Mum always knows everything about everyone." Dory, who'd been in Malta since the beginning of May, had also been able to inform Rosa that Zach and Marcy had a younger sister called Electra, presently travelling elsewhere. Zach seemed to realise Rosa might not be any keener on Zach fixing up a girls' night for her than she had been on a mum wangling her a date, and returned to treating their not date as a joke. "I could drive you straight home if you want, but it might make your mum think I pounced on you or was too boring to bear. And I've kind of got my mind on spaghetti rizzi." Glad to fall in with his mild teasing, she took up the menu. "Let's eat. Mum doesn't need any more
Sample complete. Ready to continue?